Hello, my name is Max, and today I'll be presenting my pilgrimage project for mapping the Middle Ages. For my destination, I chose the Église Notre Dame in Cholet, France. While it shares the name with the more notorious Notre Dame in Paris, this church has its own unique history and personal meaning for me. Personally, I stayed in Cholet with an exchange program through my IB French department last March, an incredibly valuable experience that exposed me to not only the French language, but also the community and culture. My pilgrimage is also personal because my great-grandfather was stationed in and around Cholet during World War II, when the town was occupied by German forces. While his presence wasn't for good reasons, hearing my grandfather tell me stories about Cholet connected me to the city in a unique way. Visiting the cathedral helps me reflect on my family history through the retracing of their steps. To the left, I have an image of the Nazi occupation of Paris, which lasted from 1940 to 1944. Next, I have a brief timeline of my great-grandfather's time in France. In 1940, he was stationed in Nantes, Cholet, and Orléans as a supply manager. However, after that, he was moved to the Russian front in December of 1941, where he lived and worked as a post officer, delivering mail to the front lines for troops. Also, I have included a picture of myself and my exchange program group in Nantes. Notre Dame stands as a central icon in Cholet, representing a place of community gathering and unity. Surrounding the church are broad quads, shops, and plazas for large gathering events, as can be seen in the map to the right. The significance for the church's location represents its duty, not only as a house of worship, but as a civic center. The L'Eglise Notre Dame holds great civic importance, and according to Jessica Ruth Bessiano in her study, French pilgrimage churches of the 19th century, from Columbia University, many churches built in this period were designed not just for worship, but also as symbols of Catholic identity and civic pride. Notre Dame de Cholet reflects exactly this. It stands at the heart of the city, reminding people of both their faith and their community identity. Its use of neo-Gothic architecture, which was popular in the late 19th century, displays this revival of classic medieval ideals in a new light, focusing on pilgrimage and civic identity. For my badge, I wanted to include an image of the cathedral itself along with the surrounding city. This represents both the beauty of the structure and the way it sits in the center of Cholet's daily life, as depicted on the image on my badge. The badge would symbolize my journey there and the layers of history tied to it. And also, to me, L'Église Notre Dame, it represents not only a religious site, but a place of great craftsmanship, community, and unity. As depicted in the badge and prior images, the craftsmanship over the 33 years of construction is astonishing. From the finely carved stone to the ornate glass, especially given the rudimentary building techniques of the time, it deeply interests me the devotion of the laborers. Having an interest in architecture and design of buildings like this allows me to truly appreciate the devotion of the laborers and all those who use it as a house of worship, from back then to now. Despite not being religious myself, I can understand the sense of unity brought by this cathedral to Cholet, having been there and witnessed it personally myself. Lastly, Notre Dame de Cholet is more than just a church to me. It represents history, community, and even my own family's stories. This pilgrimage project has let me explore not only the building itself, but also the deeper meaning that sacred places can carry for individuals and entire cities. Completing this research has added great value to my previous trip to Cholet, as when I first visited, I saw it as another great French cathedral. However, coming back, I see it as far more. I've observed patterns that I did not notice back then, such as the civic identity brought by the building, and has added great appreciation for not only the church, but also the city that brings it life. For academic citations, I relied on Jessica Ruth Bassiano's French Pilgrimage Churches of the 19th Century and her thesis at Columbia University, written in 2012.